Hi everybody, my name is Martin Gainsborough and I'm here in the Florida Everglades fishing today, and I've been fishing here in the Florida Everglades my whole life. About 30 years I've been fishing down here in South Florida. Now today I'd like to show you a new reel that I've got. I caught some big fish on it earlier today and I just let them go just a few minutes ago. A 5-pounder, a 4-pounder, a 3-pounder. And this is the Sao Gai Lang Baitcaster reel. It's a new reel that's come out recently, and I got it about 2 weeks ago, and I've been fishing with it. I'm very happy with it so far. So I'll go over the details of this reel. Let me sit down with you guys and we'll go over that. How to use this reel and the basics of it. So on one side you got your reel handle, your cranking handle. That's this right here. And then you've got a release button where my thumb is. I've got some heavy 50-pound braided line on here, and there is a star drag system on the side. You want to have a good smooth drag. I'm happy with the drag on this reel. It handled those big fish with no problem, and you got to have it pretty tight here. So my drag is set pretty tight. So that's the drag system right there, star drag. Tighten it. You turn to the right, crank it down to the right, or actually tightening to the left it would seem, and loosening to the left. The spool tension knob is right here. This is what keeps your spool tight, and this is your release button to let the line out, and on the right is your fine-tuning knob for adjusting your spool tension. So casting this reel is not so easy because a lot of inexperienced fishermen will get backlash or have tangles, and the way you prevent that from happening is keeping your thumb on the spool as you cast. So I always keep my thumb on there just to keep some tension on it. So if you don't do that, you just leave your thumb off, you're going to have that line flying all over the place and making a big tangled mess. So preventing backlash is important. This reel does a great job of that. Even for somebody who's not very experienced can use this reel and not have so many problems with that kind of thing. It has some good here, a 4 and a 5-pounder. Here they go back in the water so we can catch them another day. And my name is Marty Gainsborough. I'm going to show you my new reel today and demonstrate how to cast it and just the basic functions of it and the advantages of why it's a good reel. So let me sit down here and I'll show you the Sao Gai Lang Baitcaster reel. So baitcasting reels overall have an advantage over a spinning reel because of the power that you can get to crank a fish out of heavy cover or heavy weed areas, unlike a spinning reel where you just don't have that power. And I've learned that over the years fishing here in Florida, and all the best tournament professionals all use baitcasters and a variety of other reels, but this is the reason we use it is because of the power that it has to pull the fish out of the thick weeds and the heavy cover. So I'll demonstrate how to cast this reel and the features of this reel right here. So we've got some heavy line spooled on here. This is 50-pound braided line spooled on here. We've got a star drag system on the side, so this tightens up by turning to the right and loosens by turning to the left. So I've got it pretty tight right now, so I can see how tight by pulling on it. Pretty tight. The drag system on this reel is a carbon fiber drag, which is excellent. It's all the best reels have it. And this is an 11 ball bearing reel. which is normal for a reel of this caliber. So you see the drag system here on the side. This is your handle to cranking handle, winding handle. So this is your push button to release the line and let the line out. Very simple. So whenever you release the line, you want to keep your thumb on that spool, just like that. So if you don't keep your thumb on the spool, the line will just go everywhere. And one of the big problems with this is backlash. Backlash is something that a lot of, even the professionals get backlash. If you're casting in the wind or you're casting in different, there's different circumstances where anybody could get a backlash, even the best pro. But this reel is great because it prevents backlash, because it has an anti-backlash and a one-way drag system on it. So a one-way clutch. So to prevent that from happening, you want to have your reel set to the proper settings for your lure that you're fishing with. So this lure that I'm fishing with is a jig, and I tipped it with a little piece of worm, and it's just an average black casting jig. So when I tighten up on, if you look on the reel here, there's two adjustments that you can tighten up on. One is this little knob right here, this round knob. This is to tighten up your the actual tension on the spool. So spool tension right there. Spool tension knob. You want this to just barely have enough where that lure is just barely falling. Not too tight where it's not falling, because if I tighten it up more to the right here, that lure is not even falling when I see it's barely falling. That's just perfect. You want that lure to just barely fall. Just slowly falling. See that? Slowly falling. That means it's set just right. So on the left side, there's a fine tuning knob. We got it set right in the middle right now. You could tighten it to the left, or you could loosen it to the left, or tighten it to the right. And that's just a fine tuning knob. So that also deals with spool tension, but it's just your fine tuning knob. So that's pretty much the points of the reel here. So you've got your braided line on there. Underneath that line, you'll see that there's a machined spool where it's aluminum spooled or aluminum. What is it? Lightweight, and so.
Can you talk about the advantage?
The advantages of this reel compared to the other reels on the market right now is that it is the price point of this reel is going to be a little bit more affordable than what you would find with some of the big names out there, and the price point of this reel is kind of in a mid-range, medium low, but you'll get the quality of a big type or big name reel. It's very well made. So it's made with the exact specifications of some of those big reel companies. This is the Sao Gai Lang Baitcaster reel. And frogging. So today we're fishing the Florida Everglades, and we're going to be using the frog here on these lily pads as the sun goes down, and see if we can pull out a big one. Just a popper frog, popping it on the surface. Sorry. Don't hurt the camera woman. Oh, this is a good combination, this rod and reel. Feel good together. Good matchup. Hi everyone. I'm here in the Florida Everglades testing out a new reel I just got, and so far it's working great. I'm very happy with it. I've caught a couple big bass, and I got a couple pictures of them, and let them go. And we're happy with what we've got so far. It looks like a big one. There he is. Whoa! Yes, get this on video. This is a good fish. Big fish. Big bass. Pretty much what we're looking for here. This is a good 5-pounder. Pretty much right on cue with
Mighty
what we're
closer.
looking for. Let me get them a little closer. You can take a look at the reel and the fish. And yeah, we're happy with the reel so far. It's performing, its casting, castability is excellent. The fish here, I'm gonna have to get him back in the water, but we'll cut this video. And everybody, we're here in the Florida Everglades today, releasing a couple of big ones that I caught earlier. There they go, back in the water. Catch them again another day. And here's what I caught them on. This jig and bait casting rod. My name is Martin Gainsbourg, and I've grown up here in South Florida, lived here my whole life, and today I'm going to demonstrate and go over some details of how to use a bait casting reel. And